Let's talk about one of the biggest military shifts in modern history. We're going to break down the incredible 25-year transformation of China's military. If you look back just 25 years, the Chinese military was huge, sure, but it was mostly a regional force, and honestly, its technology was way behind. Fast forward to today, it is a completely different world. We're talking about a genuine global competitor, packing some of the most cutting-edge military technology on the entire planet. But here's the thing. The real story isn't that long 25-year journey. The part that has everyone's head spinning is the absolutely shocking leap forward that's happened in just the last 5 years. To really get what's happening now, we have to rewind the clock a bit. Let's look at that foundational period from 2000 to 2020. This is when China completely changed its thinking from quantity to quality.
See, around the turn of the millennium, China was watching other modern wars unfold, and they learned something huge. Just having a massive army wasn't going to cut it anymore. The future of warfare, they realized, was all about technology and strategy.
And that kicked off a very deliberate 2-decade plan. First, they just studied and learned. Then they went through this massive restructuring, even shrinking parts of their army to pour money into tech. And finally, for a whole decade, they just quietly built a modern fighting force from the ground up. And wow, the results of that quiet work were huge. They rolled out the J-20 stealth fighter, a direct answer to America's F-22. Their first ever homegrown aircraft carrier hit the seas. Their long-range missile forces grew exponentially, all backed by brand new intelligent naval bases. The groundwork was laid. Okay, so all that quiet work was really just setting the stage. Because what happened from 2020 onward wasn't evolution, it was a revolution. A jump forward so fast, it basically gave the world whiplash. A huge piece of this is a concept they call intelligentized warfare. And no, this isn't just about a few drones. We're talking about using artificial intelligence to run the command systems, to analyze the entire battlefield in real time and make tactical calls faster than any human being ever could. And then there's the speed. We're talking about hypersonic weapons that can travel at an incredible 5 times the speed of sound. Think about that for a second. When something is moving that fast, how do you stop it? The short answer is you pretty much can't. It's a technology that makes interception nearly impossible, and that completely changes the rules of the game. And out on the water, the story is just as dramatic. If you're just counting ships, China now officially has the largest navy in the world. And that number matters when you want to project power across the globe. But listen, it's not just about having more ships. This is where it gets really futuristic. They're developing things like entire fleets of unmanned drone ships and building the logistics to fight a long, drawn-out war far from their own shores. So, you have to ask, where is all this incredible hardware pointed? This AI, these unstoppable missiles, this massive navy, it isn't being built for no reason. It is overwhelmingly focused on one single critical flashpoint: Taiwan. And you can see this strategy playing out right now. They run these constant encirclement drills, they simulate massive amphibious landings. It's all part of a clear strategy of military pressure, designed to get what they want without ever having to fire a shot. All of this, it points to a brand new military doctrine, a whole new philosophy on how to win. And the core idea is pretty simple, but it's a game changer. China's main goal isn't to fight and win a massive war. It's to become so powerful, so overwhelmingly dominant, that the other side simply gives in before a fight can even begin. So how do they do it? Well, the strategy rests on 3 main pillars. First, psychological deterrence, making the price of a fight seem way too high. Second, wearing down their opponent's will to even resist. And finally, using their military power to create a new reality on the ground before anyone can react. So after all that, where are we? This whole transformation has created a new global reality. And that leaves us with one last, very important question. For 25 years, we watched as China methodically went from a regional player to a serious global contender. But that incredible leap in just the last 5 years, that was something else entirely. That was a clear, unmistakable declaration to the rest of the world that, from their perspective, they are ready. China has spent a quarter of a century getting ready for this moment. So the real question we're left with is the world ready for them?